back to IR Today's YouTube channel. I am Paakhi, the editor-in-chief of IR Today, and I will be discussing the main tenets of Marxist theory, specifically Neo-Marxism, which is very relevant to understanding IR frameworks such as world systems analyses and historical materialism. Firstly, to cover the basics, what exactly is Marxism? Marxism is a form of socio-economic analysis which uses historical materialism to analyze class relations within society. It was developed in the 19th century and is largely attributed to the works of Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. 19th century Marxism was used as an ideology to collectively organize the proletariat class against the bourgeoisie. Marx himself believed that the struggle between the proletariats and the bourgeoisie would lead to a revolution in which economic resources would be redistributed in society. There are two primary tenets of Marxism that are relevant to international relations theory. Firstly, class, for example, the bourgeoisie class or the proletariat class, is seen as the most important unit of analysis. This is different from theories such as realism, which use states as their primary unit of analysis. States under Marxism are instead conceived as capitalist modes of production where resources are concentrated in the hands of the bourgeois class. Secondly, most scholars of Marxism use the methodology of historical materialism. This methodology sees history as the result of the material conditions in society. For example, conflict is seen as arising through the unequal distribution of material resources between the economically privileged class and the economically deprivileged class. Hence, the struggle between the proletariat and the bourgeoisie takes primacy in Marxist discourse. From these tenets that I just mentioned, classical Marxist theory has evolved within international relations into Neo-Marxism. While traditional Marxism is used as an ideology for collective mobilization and economic analysis, Neo-Marxism has more relevance in the study of international relations. One of the most important scholars of Neo-Marxism is Emanuel Wallerstein. Wallerstein developed the world systems theory, which posits that the world has formed a single system under global capitalism. Wallerstein defines the word system as an interconnected structure operating under some predetermined rules and having at least some form of continuity. This twofold definition of system utilizes the two main tenets of Marxist theory that I had just mentioned earlier. Firstly, the predetermined rules under which the world system operates is guided by global capitalism, under which economic resources are distributed unequally amongst different classes. Secondly, the system is continuous, meaning that it repeats through history in a cyclical fashion. For example, during Pax Britannica, a period of relative international security, core countries like that of Britain, France, and Holland were able to effectively utilize raw materials found in colonial cities of Asia, Africa, and Latin America, and import them back to the home country where they were manufactured and sold into the market. Over time, there was a shift from agrarian-based societies to mass production with the onset of industrialization. Capitalism now enables cheap labor to be utilized by the core countries for offshore production in the periphery countries. Within this historical cycle, you will notice that I used terms such as core countries and periphery countries. According to Wallerstein, the world is divided into three categories: core countries, periphery countries, and semi-periphery countries. The current economic structure of the world is such that the periphery countries, or the peripheral regions, are labor surplus, while core countries, or the core regions, depend on capital. On the international scale, capital is mobile, whereas labor is immobile. which means that gains of trade are unequally distributed, allowing the core states to maintain their exploitative hold on the periphery countries. Wallerstein describes this phenomena as unequal exchange. This phenomena is echoed in several other Marxist and neo-Marxist theories as well. Marxism at its core was built to decode class relations and understand the systemic reasons for economic inequality. It has since evolved to include theories of cultural hegemony, political violence, and even a Marxist evaluation of the political economy of mass media. Unfortunately, I do not have time to cover all the developments under Marxism, but please do leave a comment if you would like to see a second part of this video. I hope you found this video useful, and I hope you guys are keeping safe. Thank you for watching the video, and see you again in our next video. Goodbye!